What up? What up? What up, everybody? In Off the Bench podcast, we got a special episode, and we've been promoting this for a long time now, and it's finally here. If you remember back to around this time last year, Jim, we created a game. Well, we didn't create the game. We kind of came up with an idea for a version of Survivor with college baseball. We didn't create Survivor. We just made the college baseball version. And, it hit the world by storm. Everybody wanted in. Everybody wanted to know, how do I get in? How do I win it all? How do I play Survivor with you guys? And it's very simple. Jim, they got to come on the show.
Got to come on the show. And then on top of that, we got to want you on the team,
Very true. Very true. We take our guest lists very seriously, and we collaborate and we pool all of the college baseball players that have been on the show that are still in the college baseball realm, and we throw them in a pool and we draft them and we play a game of Survivor.
Last year was pretty unique. I drafted Ethan Petrie, number one, text him about it, and because he does watch Survivor and is well aware of all that, and a gamer. He started, talking through every pick with me, drafting with me. But with that being said, we didn't win, so it's your fault, Ethan.
Well, and Billy Amick's probably still got heat with me because he gets hurt. I kept him around. He was still hurt, and I had to let him go. It is what it is. It's part of the game. But before we get into the rules, the draft, and all that, we got to welcome on to the show two guys that are key to what we're doing here tonight, but also key to the game of baseball and its growth and development and what we're about, which is growing the game. First off, we got Matt Beard. Matt, what up? What up?
What's going on? Appreciate you having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And we got Coach Bobby Miranda. Coach, it's been a little bit, but we've been connecting through social media. I see you out there. Bitfo mindset, you got it going on. It's a pleasure to have you back on.
Appreciate you guys. Appreciate what you do for college baseball, and excited to be part of this tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes, sir. Well, Jim, any bright spots, anything you want to hit on before I break down the structure of the game and the format?
Yeah, I got my brand new Old Dominic hoodie, my brand new Old Dominic hat. Old Dominic is a winning brand. It is the best in the game. And so I have no doubt in my mind I'm going to have a winning team and a winning player, Daniel, because of who represents it. Nothing against Bitfo or Chinook or Memphis City, but, there can only be one at the top, Daniel, and that's Old Dominic.
We'll see. We'll see how that shakes out for you.
See what happens.
I have a feeling you might be disappointed. A little bit like last
year.
You
already sandbagged me and gave me the last pick. I know that whole thing's rigged.
No, that's the best pick. You like being last.
You like because Jace Laviolette is not going to be on the board, and that's my dude. I interviewed him last night. I deserve him. I'm just saying.
Before we get into the draft order, let me break it down for Matt and Coach here. All right, guys, I'm going to share some stuff with you. This is top secret information. You might want to maximize your screen so you can see this a little bit. But
man, I got to get my reading glasses. Golly.
Well, essentially, I'll zoom it up. There we go. There's 100% for you. All right. So essentially, we're going to have a pool of 32 players. We're going to have a snake style draft. And as we draft, we're going to fill up our roster of 8. There will be 4 tribes of 8 people. Each of us is the head of each of these tribes. So pretty simple. Pool of 32, 4 tribes of 8 represented by Bitfo, Chinook, Old Dominic, Memphis City, which we all each represent one of those brands. Each week, you're going to have someone or someone's eliminated based on the worst statistical metrics for that week.
And let me be very clear right off the top, because we talked about this. Alex last year was very upset when he lost Hagen Smith. It doesn't matter what their name is. If they have the worst statistical week, they got to go.
Yep. And so if you notice here, starting the week of February 10th through the 16th, starting then for that week, you're going to see one person from each tribe eliminated. The second week, same thing, one person from each tribe eliminated. Third week and fourth week are the same. All right. In week 5, you're going to have the bottom 2 of all 4 tribes. All right. So it doesn't matter. It's not one per tribe at this point. It's all of them. All right. Week 6 and week 7, the bottom 2 got to go. Week 8 is when things change and we merge into one tribe. And at that point, we have 10 players. And for the remainder of the weeks, you're going to eliminate the bottom person or the worst statistical metrics for that
don't
week.
Get cocky, fellas, going into the final 10, because statistically, I should have had somebody win. When we got to the final 10, I had 4 of the final 10, the most of all 4. And I didn't even make it to the final 3. I didn't even have a finalist. So sad.
They got X'd quick. So that leaves us after, week 14 with 3 players, and that aligns with the same time as the conference tournaments. So once the conference tournaments are completely done, we will pool the players who were eliminated, and we'll poll them, and we'll say, of these 3 players, who is deserving of the Survivor winner? They'll vote.
And I think it's key to put out, that's what makes this game so unique. Christian Moore genuinely told Daniel in Omaha when he handed him the trophy that it meant a lot, because I told him I messaged every single one of those guys. So, like I said, Tommy White, Dakota Jordan, everybody. And he won in a landslide. So having your peers, the best of the best, pick you when you're going against Condon and Burns, to me, says a lot. Like, this isn't some writer who doesn't play baseball giving his thoughts and analysis. These are the dudes on the diamond. So this is my favorite part. When we get to the end, statistics and all that stuff, our opinions don't matter. It's strictly the players.
And what's funny is, Jim and I last year, when we talked about this game and as we're going through it, one of my big things was I wanted to know if there was a correlation between the player that won Survivor and a Golden Spikes Award, or the best player in a conference, or an accolade that's very prestigious in college baseball. And I mean, you guys know from what Christian Moore did last year, he had a ton of those accolades. So there is some correlation.
Well, Condon
to the
and
winner of the game.
Condon and Burns were your other 2 finalists. That was your ACC Player of the Year, and that was your Golden Spikes winner. So
it was pretty sweet to see the validation in the game and how it correlated to, postseason awards. But bigger than that, we're getting the game out there. We're growing the game of college baseball. We're having some fun. It's not malicious in any way. It's just a lighthearted game that we enjoy, and it's different than what anybody else out there is doing. So,
and I think the one thing that y'all will really like, you don't have to be all that knowledgeable about Survivor, but knowing in the real show, if you earn an idol, you can save yourself when everybody wants you out in the game. Same thing on here. Except instead of people wanting you out, it's when you have a bad week. So if you earn one of these idols and you have the worst statistical week, you can bail yourself out and not be the one eliminated. So it's advantageous for guys to have very good weeks, because, in baseball, they're going to be humbled at some point, and they have that opportunity to save themselves.
Yeah, so the way the idols work, just like Jim said, you use them if you need them. If you feel like you're on the bottom, we force them to play these idols so that they're safe. 12 Ks in a game, 12 plus Ks in a game, throwing a complete game, going 5 for 5 in a game, or 6 for 6, however you want to do it. 3 homers in a weekend or in a week, and a walk-off bomb will earn you an idol.
And if y'all think that people don't care, let me tell y'all something. When Drew Beam threw a complete game but gave up 6 runs and did not go home, if we had validation that people were playing along with this game, dude, they were all in our mentions talking about, how is Drew Beam not eliminated? That's bullcrap, this, that, and the other. And we explained to them there was a reason the complete game was in there. I said, tell me another SEC pitcher that's thrown a complete game this year? And the answer was none. Therefore, validating what Drew Beam had done. So there's a reason those are put in place. Some people may not like them, but you guys know that to go a complete game in college is meaningful.
And Drew's from the old school, man. That kid competes.
I mean, that game he gave up. You know that game, Coach. He gave up 6 in the first 2, but he gave his team a chance. Billy Amick came on here and said that was on them because they got it to within 6-5 and stranded bases loaded at the end of the game. But Drew didn't allow anything else from the third on, so I think it said a lot. But yeah, that one's a meaningful one. The 12 strikeout one is pretty funny. Like we said, Hagen Smith went home week 1. He went on week 2 through like week 6. Had he been around, literally had 12 plus Ks every single week.
So that brings up a good point, and this will probably be the last point before we get into the draft order and the draft. Is that if your player, like let's say Jay Slaviolette hits 3 home runs in a week, he earns a idol. If he doesn't use that idol, he can't earn that same idol the next week because if you watch the show, it correlates with the show is that
you can't stack them.
Yeah, you get that one idol and it's there. Now everyone has the opportunity to do that and earn that idol, but once you've earned it, like you can't earn it again until you've played it and you don't have it anymore. So,
but we'll go through that on a week-to-week basis. He just wants to give you a general overview.
Yep. But that's how we're rolling. Just to recap, 32 players broken down into 4 tribes of 8. Weeks 1 through 4, the person with the worst statistics on each tribe will be eliminated. Weeks 5, 6, and 7, the bottom 2 players of all the tribes collectively will be eliminated, and then they merge at week 8, and then it's one singular person all the way through until week 15, which aligns with the conference tournament. At the end of the conference tournament, we have the eliminated players vote on who they think will win.
And Daniel, if everything works out, I know Coach Bobby will be there. We'll see if Matt will be there, but you got to present the trophy in Omaha. We're going to have all the same things, the custom shoes, the shirts, all that stuff. Whoever wins of these 4, whoever has their player win to present to them, that'd be pretty cool if it all falls right. So I know for Matt, LSU needs to be in Omaha to secure this. So let's just hope that happens.
Well,
no better place to be in June,
that's
for sure.
Oh, no doubt. I learned that last year. But
Daniel's never going to get it better than he did last year. Boys. We've talked with every guest who was there. He literally got 3 walk-offs, and the 4th was a game-robbing home run catch, which is basically a walk-off. So he really got 4 walk-offs, and those were the only 4 games he watched. He didn't need to see anything else. I didn't get better than that.
I mean, the greatest show on dirt definitely proved its name last year.
No question.
It might be boring to me if I don't get the same thing. Like I'll be like, what is this? I'm not used to this. So, but either way, let's get into this. Obviously, we got a draft, and there's, like I said, there's no like strategy to it. You might think there might be in your head, but the reality is your players are going to go and they're going to play baseball, and there's not anything you can do.
One thing we didn't put on there, you do have to have at least 2 pitchers. Yep. Can't go 8 batters.
Okay. 2 pitchers.
2 pitchers.
Okay. 2 pitchers.
The draft order, and I did a randomizer. You guys asked a lot of questions about why the number 17. Well, the number 17 represents how many times this
randomizer 17 times runs. You managed to screw me. I get it. Okay, moving.
Yeah, and so I ran it 17 times, and the 17th time, here's the order. I finished first. I'll be drafting first.
That graphic, look, it was unrealistic. I finished last in a foot race. That's not happening. Coach Bobby's finishing behind me. He's old.
Come on now.
He'll tear something if we get into a race, Jim. Jim will tear something if we get into a race.
Come on now. I mean, I dunked a basketball with everything torn. I'm an elite athlete.
Yeah, aren't you injured?
Hey, Tom Segura. Hey, we got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually got my MRI confirmation today. Breaking news on the Off the Bench podcast. it not only is it torn from the chest plate itself, it's torn off the corner on the rib and on the shoulder. Literally, they said it's a very rare occurrence that it's torn in all three places. They have to even find a surgeon that does this surgery. And if I don't get it going, if it grows back,
Cedary is proud to send you some seeds to help with the inflammation.
Yeah. I mean, I'm waiting on some seeds. What's up with it? And I need a shirt and a hat. No, I'm just kidding. But no, the recovery. If I don't get it surgically repaired, they said I'll only have half my strength back, and that's no dice. I said, let's get this thing done. But enough about me.
This guy, man.
I could still bench more than Daniel. Just know that.
And that's fine, because I ain't got to have surgery. And I don't need a trampoline to hang on the rim. So let's just leave it there. All right, let's get into this. Right. Obviously, I got first pick. I'm going to make it real quick. Let's get it going. What I will say,
of course you have first pick. Come on now.
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. The guy who did it got first pick.
What's funny is your boy had first pick last year too, and I'm going really the same route that I went last year. All right. Last year, I went Charlie Condon, who I thought was going to be the best hitter in college baseball last year. And guess what? He was. And this year, I'm going the same route. So give me Jace Laviolette out the gate. There you go.
That was gonna happen. I'm going to text him and tell him he went to the worst team.
Okay. Hey. Guess it's my turn?
It is.
All right. Well, I hope he sees this, because I'm going to do something that hasn't been done since he's been in college, and I'm going to start him. Josh Pearson, number 1. I love me some Josh Pearson.
I mean, the LSU homers.
He's a gamer, but he's a gamer. He is a gamer.
Right now he might not have an outfield position, Matt. You're going with a DH, huh?
I don't care. It doesn't matter. When Josh Pearson when the season comes around, he shows up. That's all that matters. You'd be
better off getting John Pearson.
Give me the older brother.
All right, Coach.
My pick?
Yeah.
Oh, this is fantastic. One of my favorite players I've seen in a long time. I don't butcher his last name, but that's okay. Cam Cantarella.
Man, are you kidding me?
Clemson Tigers, baby.
Bag.
Clemson Tigers. The greatest catch in the history of college baseball last year, with everything on the line, Willie Mays style. He can absolutely play the game. Number 7, Coach Leggett absolutely loves it.
I honestly thought you were gonna go Henry
Ford. Those guys. What? What's that?
I thought you might go Henry Ford. I didn't think he was gonna be. I didn't think Cam was gonna be gone.
It's my guy, man. I love that kid. Woo!
Ah,
love it.
Terrible.
Soon to be a first-round pick, too, by the way. And a Boris client.
All right, back-to-back picks. The question is, Daniel, who do I want to give the glory of being the first-round pick? You better believe it. I'm bringing back my first-round pick from last year. 1, Ethan Petrie.
Ooh.
And tie him along with Mr. Gavin Grahovac.
Oh, we're going backwards now. I got you.
Yeah.
Oh, 2 good ones right there. My pick?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go to the SEC, and I'm gonna go down to the.
Don't hurt yourself.
War Eagle. Ike Irish.
Just a projected top 10 overall pick, along with your other projected top 10 overall pick.
Butch. Gabe Gross doing a hell of a job with him.
My turn.
Mm-hmm.
Give me Will Furnace.
Ooh. He's going with LSU bloodline.
Dad was probably one of the greatest players in the history of college baseball Hall of Famer.
One of the best parts, coaches, if you go watch the games in Oxford, I stand on that back brick wall where you can record behind the home plate. And that's where his dad's always standing, and he'll sit there and have a casual baseball conversation with you, just like any other average Joe. It's nice.
He was awesome. Absolutely awesome. One
All
of the
right.
prettiest left-handed swings you ever see, and his son has the same swing.
Y'all ready for this?
Oh yeah.
I know exactly who I'm getting. Give me Dean Curry. Give me old Dean, the Dean machine. All right. I'm going to
You
take
broke up
him.
on me on that one.
Yeah, you broke up. I didn't hear you.
Oh, my bad. I said, give me Dean Curley. Dean, the Dean machine.
Still got that now.
Yep. And then, this next one.
You know what? I might just take him off the roster. Tell him we don't need him on the show anymore, just so you can't
There you
draft.
go.
No, you can't do that. Because if you do that, I'm gonna
win.
I'm gonna hurt coach's feelings and take Cam out of there too. You know what? It's pitching time. It's pitching time. I can't believe I waited this long to do a pitcher. You know, give me a guy that just came on the show. Give me Kate Anderson.
Hey, Daniel, Petrie wants to know why y'all let him slide to the bottom of the first round. Unacceptable.
You know, tell him I was trying to get a late round sleeper.
But for what it's worth, Laviolette said he didn't care that it was you. He's glad he went number one.
Of course.
All right, my turn. I'm going to follow up with a pitcher as well. I'm going to go Ryan Prager.
Ah, that's my guy right there. That hurts.
I had a
That
feeling.
hurts.
Good. I hope it does. Good.
That really hurts. Mm. All right. Now I need to pivot.
Pivot.
I'm like the Yankees right now. I need to pivot.
Might be going to get Bregman, supposedly.
That'd be a good one for sure. All right. Here's what we're gonna do. It's a tough one for me, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna stay with position players. I'm gonna go Daniel Cuvée, University of Miami.
The U.
Absolute stallion. Freshman All-American. 20-plus home runs.
I'm consulting with my captain. I know that I'm taking Merrick Houston from Wake Forest.
I was going to take him.
I thought you were actually going to do it.
Yeah, I was right. I love that kid.
I'm consulting on my pitching decision. Stay tuned. Hold on. I'm on the clock.
There you are.
I mean, I already picked Merrick Houston. I didn't take my full time. I mean, position players, I'm locked in. We're batting for average. We're batting bombs. I mean, it's reading. It's typing. Letting him make the pick for pitcher. The suspense.
Shot clock violation.
No, man.
What's our time on this?
It's supposed to be a minute, so I'm good. It ain't been no minute. Here we go. Coming in hot. I say that. It's just dots. Finish typing.
In Off the Bench is brought to you by Chinook Seedery. Whether you're on the field or in the boardroom signing deals, Chinook will
Wait,
help you
look,
get the
this-
job done.
All right.
Right.
Gavin Guidry. Because he said he's a dog.
Get the kid.
Dog.
He was high on my list. He just broke my heart again right there.
Get the kid. All right, coach. Up to you. Just don't take
I'm
my
up.
guy. Yep.
I'm up.
Don't take my guy.
I got to get a pitcher, but I'll tell you what, I can't. I just have to go with this. His uncle would kill me if I didn't, so I'm going to go Henry Ford right now.
Like the automobile.
Okay.
ACC, Henry Ford.
See, all I did, guys, y'all didn't like
Freshman
waiting on me,
All-American.
but it's the very essence of who I am. I'm talking to my players and connecting on who we want to draft to be a part of our team. It's chemistry, boys.
Well, tell
Kid
him
could
to
really
make.
hit.
Tell him to
He's
be
already got
faster
our
on the
next pick.
chemistry.
He's already got our next pick because y'all are going to take him. It'll be there. It won't take long.
Tell your team to be a little bit faster on the chemical reaction then. I'm going Hunter Inslee.
It's a good
Shout
one.
out poster in the background, making the catch at center field wall. Athletic collection.
Unbelievable.
I'm not a
And catch
Tennessee
at the
fan, but
toe.
I do live in Tennessee, so got to go Hunter Inslee.
Nice.
Player.
Nice.
Dog. Absolutely.
All right. For me, I get back to backs here. Let's go. I'm gonna go ahead and get my second pitcher. I'm gonna go Nate Snead. Nate Snead. Going nasty Nate.
Good one.
Right there. Let me see. Good
Now-
one right there.
I mean, this who we got? Who we got available?
I think both my players are going to be there. I think none of y'all are smart enough to draft him.
You know, with all these pitchers, I need a solid catcher to go with it. Give me Cannon Peebles.
Solid.
I wanted him.
I mean, this lineup is shaking out. This tribe is really shaping up. I like it.
No, you got one name just making everybody think it's big time. Everybody reads Jace, but once you go past it, it's mid.
Man, how old are you?
I talk to college kids every day.
But you're not one.
Am I up, Daniel?
You
You got back to back, Daniel.
Matt.
He already did.
Yeah,
back
I went
You already
Nate and
Oh, that's
Cannon.
right. That's right. You went. All right, so I'm gonna go with. Give me Hunter Elliott. Get my second pitcher out of the way.
Hunter Elliott.
back
Got it.
from injury.
Yep.
I'm up, right?
Yup.
Okay, this is easy right here. And again, I mean, all the SEC people on here are going to be mad at me on this one, but I got to go with Team USA right-handed pitcher from the University of Louisville, Tucker Biven.
Tucker Biven.
Competes, solid, outstanding.
Well,
Right-handed.
that means we can roll my two off. Me and my captain have discussed it. Give me Alton Davis and Andrew Fisher.
Austin Davis.
So I got all the Bombers. I got the 6-pitch Arsenal pitcher from Georgia who's with Wes Johnson. That's money in the bank.
You went Austin and who? Who'd you go?
Fisher.
I went Alton Davis.
Oh,
Not Austin.
Oh, I thought you said it. And then who else?
Andrew Fisher. I went with 2 transfers. Transfer from Alabama to Georgia and transfer from Ole Miss to Tennessee. We live
That's
in
a
the
good pick right there. He can hit.
He hit 22 bombs at Ole Miss. He says he hit 30 in Knoxville.
Yeah, I had that weekend, the SEC, that weekend, Ole Miss and Tennessee last year. I think he hit like 4 home runs that weekend against Tennessee. The guy can really, really swing it. Tony did a really good job picking him up. That's for sure. I'm up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think I'm going to get my second pitcher. I'm going to go a little bit of a sleeper here. And I hope he's not gone yet, but I don't think he is. I'm going to go Roman Kimball.
He is
Can
not.
he have a bounce back?
Yeah, I'm betting on that. And
Good pick.
42 Ks, 31 innings. You know, not a whole lot of stuff, but I think he not a lot of appearances and a lot of work last year, but got a feeling on him this year. A lot of strikeouts per innings, limited
My turn.
limited usage last year.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm gonna go. Give me Colby Shelton.
Gross. Florida. Ugh.
Ah,
I
that's
know.
one of my picks right there. Thanks a lot.
I've been all over your sheet.
Yeah,
I think.
you're all
Coach.
over me right there. That was my next pick. Just to be honest.
All right. You know what? I'm about chances. I'm about chances.
Yeah, give him a chance.
Second chance, huh? That's what's got to be what you mean.
I'm about no. I mean, hear me out now. I'm gonna go Pierre Seals.
Nice.
You know,
Memphis
I
to
gotta.
Missouri.
Yeah, I gotta represent a little bit of Memphis, even though he's not there anymore. He did big things last year, so I'm gonna take Pierre, and then oh man, who we got? Who we got? Who we got?
You're not going to take Chance Mako? I mean, you and him climbed all the way to second on the charts, dude.
Yeah, but I already got two pitchers, so I mean,
Way to get out of that.
yeah, I mean, I guess I could go three arms if I wanted to, but
I'm just messing.
you know, I need some infield. I need some infield. So give me anybody taking Zane Denton yet?
All you.
Nope. All me. Let's go. Give me big Zane. I'm ready for him.
You're going to figure out later you had a big miss.
All right. I would pick every member of their family. Give me John Pearson.
Don't mess this up, Coach. If this pick makes it to me, y'all are all going to feel ridiculous.
Well,
unless I just missed him being picked.
I'm probably gonna miss this, but then again, I gotta take some time on this one. Some of my picks have been.
Matt, I want to talk to you for a second. It's not going to matter with Coach. Do I genuinely pick the two best players, or do I go one best player and go one all heart purple and gold homer pick? I feel like I got to do the purple and gold pick.
I mean, you got to, but that makes me think you're going to go after one of my guys.
Yeah, I can say it because he's not getting it. The question is, do I go with my boy Jake Brown or do I go Derek Curriell, who I think is going to be SEC Freshman of the Year? That's like the real question. And you clearly
go with the two.
I'll tell you who I'm going to go with. I'm not going to mess you up at all on this, but I'm going to go with Grand Slam Branch.
Colby Branch.
59 games, started at shortstop last year. This dude hit grand slams. It was unbelievable. I think he broke the school record in grand slams.
Unless I missed him being picked, you said you needed an infielder. You went with the guy who left Tennessee instead of the guy who came in. Has Gavin Keelan been taken yet?
Not that I'm aware of.
A first-round pick still sitting on the board.
Really?
The question is, do I take him or do I go Jake Brown and Derek Curriell and mess up Matt's whole day?
Matt.
You know what? I'm not going to do it to you, Matt. I love you too much, man. Give me Keelan and give me Jake Brown. You can have
Jake
the SEC
Brown
of the year. There you go.
Jake Brown was okay. He's high on my list, Jim.
Missed who you passed up, Jim. I was looking at something else. I'm probably going to screw up the pick anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I was saying you could get Derek Curriell.
Oh yeah, I was looking at outfielders.
That or you could go Ethan Frey if you're going to stay with the LSU theme.
Well, I was thinking because I'm pretty much even on all my players. I'm trying to the OCD in me
Look,
wants to
now that
even
I've
it up.
picked, I'll talk with you guys. a big-time guy, Virginia Tech sitting out there, coach, the ACC guy. Trayson Hughes is sitting out there.
Yeah.
I
got to ask
Gage
you,
Wood is a huge arm in Arkansas, but I don't think anybody else needs an arm.
I got a guy that I'm very interested in. He hasn't been picked yet. Am I up right now?
Yeah.
You got Luke
you.
Hill at Ole Miss.
Well, Hunter Hines.
Oh, the bomb! Sure enough,
That's who I want to take
and
from my
Judy
last.
sitting out there.
Yeah, Hunter Hines can really swing it, and he's at Mississippi State. And let's.
We had him on a second time, coach. He told me and Daniel that you love a story like this. He talked about how he was humbled last season, and he really was thinking too much towards the draft and kind of looking to the future and not worrying about the present moment. And he got humbled, and that's why this year he's looking forward to doing what he can to help his team, not looking at things selfishly and then let it all play out how it may.
We call that business, right?
Yeah, I think that's good for a kid because you should never be looking ahead to the pros, right? You got to enjoy that college moment.
Take care of your teammates, man. Just get in the box and don't. When you think about yourself, it's too hard. It's just too difficult on the mound, plate, defense, whatever.
That's what he said.
When you put your teammates on your back when you're in the box or on the mound, that's what it's all about. You take you out of the equation. No draftitis ever.
Yeah, he said, once he started slumping, he started pressing even harder, and it just continued to spiral.
Yeah, it's tough. Happens to a lot of guys, man. A lot of guys. You'll see some all-stars in the big leagues, and they slide in the draft like the second round. They were supposed to be first-rounders, but they had a tough draft year because they just put too much pressure on themselves. And take yourself out of the equation. Think about your teammates. That's all you worry about all year, and it'll all work out for you.
That's a perfect segue because I think Matt's going to take the guy who chose to join a team, become a better overall player, try to win a championship, follow the model of Dylan Cruz.
So I'm going Trayson Hughes.
Hey,
Ooh.
that's the best arm in the outfield in the entire NCAA. I've watched that kid, and then he came on here and told me and Daniel that it was easy. Like he said, throwing from the wall to home plate is easy for him.
Yep. All right. What do we got here? What do we got?
Hey, you can take who I was telling Matt. I can't believe he left the SEC Freshman of the Year on the board from LSU. I'm going to tell him personally that you did that. After taking Josh Pearson #1, that's the worst part.
Anybody take Hayden's shot? Just curious.
No, and let me tell you, if you do pick him, it'll be glorious because when you go back and listen to last night's episode, not only did he make fun of himself as a baseball player 5 times, when I mentioned this, he was like, well, I know no one will pick me, so if he's the last pick, I'm sure you'll make his day, week, month, year.
30 of the draft here.
I mean, it's
like my team.
It's got to be all right. Since Hughes is gone, it's got to be Covett that coach just recruited for the show. Luke,
I've got him.
He's already got Cuvée.
Does he?
Yeah.
My third pick.
I don't even say his name right. So yeah, I mean, lack of options. Luke Hill, Ethan Frey, Derek Curriell.
I'm glad there's not a third Pearson on that Tiger team.
No.
I'd have picked him.
All right. Oh man.
What are you thinking, Daniel?
Yeah, I'll be able to tell him that I'll text Jace and tell him they're on the same team, Daniel.
I like the idea of having a guy who's like, if I get picked, that would be the greatest thing. I'm not having any expectations. Like I really want to pick Hayden, but then it's like, all right, well, what about
these guys don't know? You started a trend last year in the last round of picking guys that just wouldn't normally be picked, and we all followed that trend. And to no surprise, they were all like the first guys out. But we sure tried to put hope into it, didn't we?
We did. I'm gonna do it again. Tell your boy Hayden. I'm picking him up. Recency bias, whatever you want to call it. Great story, great episode, good kid. To me that means something. So give me Hayden shot, man. I'm going for it. There we go. That's the draft, boys. That's it. It is.
Before we cut this thing loose, Daniel, because I know Matt said he needed to be done by 7. I think we'd be remiss if we didn't do a little bit of college baseball talk real quick.
Yeah.
Got a couple minutes.
Let's start with this. All right. Who wins it all? Let's start very early prediction. We'll just throw that out there. Who wins it all?
Straight for the throat.
Yeah, Jim, you're pretty good. And the reason I throw this question out is because I think it can spur this conversation to go a bunch of different paths. So it's an easy question just to get us going. So,
I mean, do I got to give one direct, or can I take my 3 against the field that starts an argument?
I mean, you could take your 3, but eventually you need to pick one, bro.
I will, but I mean, I'm taking A&M, LSU, and Tennessee against the field. Literally, like, it's no disrespect to everybody. Those 3 are just that loaded. I would say Arkansas too, but we know they don't get it done when it matters most. But I mean, if I had to pick one gun to the head, how can I not say A&M? And it's not because I did the episode last night. They're just returning so much. Hayden Schott talked about, coaches, not even having to. He stepped into the best position in baseball as a young coach, like literally ready-made team of veterans, and then they even killed it in the portal. It wasn't just the guys. You had like Gavin Cash and those come in, so they're absolutely stacked.
Coach, what about the ACC? If you were going to pick an ACC school, who's got the best chance?
I'll tell you who's going to break through this year with the ACC, in my opinion, Clemson. They've been heartbroken so many years. It's been a while. And I feel like they're going to break through this year. I feel like the stars are aligning. They had that banana ball and everything going on heavy.
I wondered if that would affect them. They're getting crazy out there.
They're having fun down there. I mean, Eric Package is doing a hell.
My question would be, how do you feel about my sleeper out of the ACC? And this goes to we had Trayson Hughes and Garrett Michelle on, and those guys said they feel real. And it's, of course you're going to say that, but off air, they feel really good about what they got going on at Virginia Tech.
I agree. I mean, I think that's going to be a really good team. I mean, they've got some pitching back for sure. The Renfro kid is amazing. I really like him. I think he's going to be a first-round pick for sure.
Y'all,
in 2 years.
Y'all don't sleep on that team down in Tallahassee that's got the best arm in college baseball out there. So
I sometimes think they get the ranking just because of that guy, though. I don't know that there really are a top 5 team.
You know what I think, guys? I really do. We talked about this when we were in Omaha last year. I really think that it's going to be a heavy ACC and SEC Omaha again.
4-4. Let's do it.
I think Matt probably agrees. I mean, Matt, it's hard to believe that there won't be. So let's go from the SEC side because that's your side. There's got to be 4 SEC teams in there again, right?
Yeah, unless they do something where matchup wise, where they pit all the SEC teams against each other to try and thin the herd, which has kind of been the case here recently because there's been argument. I can't remember who it was. It was last year, the year before. I mean, it was like y'all are just putting them together so that there's not 5.
It wasn't last year. We got 4, and 2 years ago there's 3 of them because we hosted Kentucky. You had South Carolina at Florida, and there was one other one. But yeah, you're right. 3 of them were paired off in the supers.
But I also get the regional aspect of it. You set it up for travel, for a sport that doesn't have a lot of money, so you got to take care of these teams. I understand that, but man, come on! Like, if we're really trying to get the best tournament, let's see the best teams play against each other at the end. Because Omaha, you've all been there. That's like a whole new season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it is a gauntlet to get there. I think if you get there, you are easily considered a team that could win a national championship just because of the route that you have. It's just grueling. And then when you say,
to get into.
Oh yeah, by far. I mean, and a lot of times when you look at it, not only do you have to play well, you got to get lucky sometimes too. Like, and that's a crappy thing to know, but like, Tennessee is, as well as they played, last year, they also had a little bit of luck in Omaha. Like it takes some things for other teams to happen for you to score 8 runs and come back and win a game and go on this run. But
I wish because this goes with the luck thing, because some people get unlucky because of what bracket they in. I wish they reseeded it. I specifically think, Matt, to 2023, when you had LSU, Wake, Tennessee, and Stanford all on one side, and I easily thought that those were 4 of the 5 best teams when you add in Florida. The other 3, that's why Florida was able to just run roughshod through the other side.
I want to bring this point up. That's a great point, luck. But I really believe this. I know every coach in the country does too. That you create your own luck with basically your culture that you create from day one in the fall all the way through. And these are all great cultures when they get to Omaha. Trust me. Even when you make a regional, they all are great. But it's like when you get to that elite, high percentage, top of the pyramid, that culture has to be just unbreakable and unstoppable. And I think Tennessee had the best culture in the country last year. If you really want to, break it all down and dissect the teams, that was an unbreakable culture. And I think that was because of what happened to them in the past. That's why I brought Clemson up. I think the more you struggle, it's that adversity thing. It's kind of like that Bitfo. The more, obviously toughened you are. And those are the teams that end up, I think, winning it in the end.
Well, because you brought up Clemson and Tennessee, Coach, that we believe that because Billy Amick came on in the middle of the fall. And Daniel, did he not talk about? He talked about, he was like, literally the chemistry was seamless for him and the other guys coming in. And he said, as soon as the fall was over, they were ready to play. Like, they didn't even want there to be a winter break. They were ready to go right then. And you saw it right out the gate. They were hot. Like, when you have that instant chemistry like that, like you said, you have a culture. And for Billy, that's what he was looking for. It's not like Clemson was toxic, but he just felt like that wasn't where he belonged.
Well, and the more that Tennessee, I think, is going to have this battle this year, is trying to replicate that culture. And yeah, at some point you go, no, that's the expectation, that's the standard that we set here, is this is the culture. But the more transfers you get, the more that possibility to disrupt happens. And you have to be very firm and very sure in the culture that you have and the players that you have. And if you don't have a lot coming back, not that they don't, but it takes some big time leaders to step up and keep that thing in place. And that's the one thing about Tennessee that, Tony's a great guy, and that's what he is really good at. But he also has to have the right guys in that locker room, making sure that the clubhouse stays intact.
I think he does have a guy like Inslee, for instance, come back. Who's the question? I would flip that to Matt. Matt, LSU probably has as many moving pieces as anybody in the country between incoming freshmen and transfer portal pieces. Like, do you see like them possibly having struggles throughout the season just because they got to work it all out, or do you think they'll be all right?
I think there could be some struggles. You have to have key pieces, like you guys are talking about, culture, because a coach can instill culture on players, but it takes the players that have been there for a while, like you talked about, Coach, adversity. Christian Moore, who got to experience 2022 and then 2023 heartbreak. So you have to have core guys that can then push that culture on. Not to say LSU doesn't have that right now. They just haven't been there long enough, I don't think. So if you can keep guys in there for 3 or 4 years that can help these transfers understand it, because baseball is the only sport where the best player doesn't get to participate at every key moment. The best hitter doesn't get to hit every inning. The ball may not go to that guy an entire game. So the true team aspect of what baseball is, there's a lot of team culture in other sports, but it's the only sport where the best player doesn't get an opportunity to take a shot or take a hit, to get up and hit every time. So to have core guys is important. LSU has them, just has their short amount of time that they've been there been enough to help with these transfers.
Yeah, you talk about that. Cannon Peebles was an example last year in that Tennessee culture. He waited his opportunity, never complained, and when he did, he came on here and told us about that. It gave him an appreciation for his opportunity, and that's why his first 3 at bats he took a walk. And it's like most guys go up there hacking because they haven't got a chance to swing, but he was doing what his team needed most in the moment in Omaha, and it was crazy, man. Like, that's the mentality you got to have.
If you look at that peer leadership on that Tennessee team with Seacrest, Cannell, you talk about Beam, we talk about him, you talk about Simo, you talk about Burke. I mean, it's unbelievable the older players that they've had, and coached a long time, and a coach can only do so much. Tony's amazing at it, and there's so many amazing coaches right now in college baseball. But the deal is this: I mean, I'm telling you straight up, the respect of your peers on a team. And you've been through it, Jim, in the service, right? When you're respected by your peers, there is nothing better on a team atmosphere. And that comes from the top down, from the leadership within the team, obviously the coach. But boy, when it's peer leadership and they actually run the team like Tennessee did last year, boy, that's ownership, and that's powerful. It's unstoppable. I think that's what they had, and that's what every team is searching for. And if you can get to that pure team, you got a good chance to do some special things if you have some talent.
Absolutely. Let's wrap it up. Get up out of here. Obviously, Coach, just to kind of segue off what you said, when you get a group of guys that are selflessly playing for one another, and they're playing just because, not that they care, they want to succeed themselves, but they care more about other people's success on the team, that's when it starts getting powerful. And that's when you start getting players wanting to play for the coach and wanting to win for the coach. And that's when you got something just incredible brewing. And I think, like
Daniel,
you said,
I was going to say, if I can say it, it's tougher now, like you pointed out earlier, with the transfer portal and all these new players every year. I mean, I had a couple very prominent, coaches in college baseball say it's very similar to coaching in the Cape Cod League now, where you have so many new players each year. So to create that culture from day one in the fall for that year, that team, because it's always a reset. Your culture is always a reset, and it's always developing throughout the season. But it's just like you said, Daniel, it's even harder now with the transfer portal, and you don't get to develop that over years with returning players.
But it'll be interesting. This year is, a few weeks really away from us.
First year without like any COVID players too, I think, right? Like officially.
Yeah.
So this will be an interesting
Which I'll
year.
say this, going back on that's 2021. If you look at the amount of talent that was in college baseball, it was an elite year because you had guys that normally wouldn't have been there. I actually thought that made 2021 very competitive. So I wasn't exactly mad at what it did to college baseball that year.
No, I didn't hate it, but it's certainly a change this year that I'm sure I'm curious where it'll rear its ugly head. I think maybe pitching might be still a little bit behind overall because of that. We'll see.
It'll definitely be something to watch. The transfers, who's got the upper hand, the hitters, the pitchers, the defense, where we go, new coaching moves. South Carolina's one that I can think of off the top of my head. What's going to happen there? How's that going to work with a trusted veteran coach who's been in the game for so long, that's now taken over the helm of really a good squad. So we'll see what happens. Obviously,
Daniel, I got a question, Coach. I think you said something. Are you by chance going to be at the Jacks College Baseball Classic that has Alabama, NC State, Coastal, and Ohio State?
I am not. I'll be
just so you meet me and Daniel there.
I'll be working my winter job out in the Tetons at that
time. Oh, boo! I was gonna say meet us in Jacksonville to start the season.
Yeah, I'm back here, just in time for the start of the SEC and the ACC. That's when I start doing games.
Matt, the question for you is, I know when I'm going to meet Daniel, we'll figure out Coach Bobby. So me and you said Tennessee, Texas A&M, but when are you coming to the box? Do you know yet?
Not sure yet. It'll be dependent upon the travel schedule this year for trade shows and stuff.
Are you aiming for Tennessee at LSU?
I don't think it's. It'd be more Arkansas LSU for anything, Brett. The April one is I've actually got something else I'm doing. Shane Gillis is going to be in town that weekend. I've already got tickets for that, so I'll be going to that.
There you go. All right, well, let's get out of here. Obviously, season 2 in Off the Bench College Baseball Survivor is going to be awesome. Can't wait for the season to start. See whose tribe ends up with the glory, the respect of winning it all.
Team Bitfo, let's go.
Yeah, Team Bitfo, Chinook Seeds. Let's go.
Old Dominic's gonna win with a Bitfo mindset. That's all, and Chinook Seeds in the mouth.
No champagne. It's just going to be seed showers.
Dude, I'm
There you
telling
go. I love
you,
it.
I'm glad you said that. I still need, look, Matt, I need cases and I need to go out to Oxford, to Swayze. I think a seed shower,
Seed shower.
student section would be all over ESPN. I'm just saying.
That'd be incredible.
It'll be the first time the Ole Miss section got a shower. Just saying.
Oh no! Actually, me and Matt watched a walk-off. Well, I watched it in person. He was on TV when they blew the 9-run lead. LSU did on Ole Miss, and Kemp Alderman walked it off with a bomb, and the student section was still there. Believe it or not, down 9 runs, and they epic shower. Hurt my feelings.
Wow. Epic. All right, let's get out of here.
Shut it.
Obviously, go over to Facebook. Hit like, hit subscribe, do your thing. YouTube, all the socials, hit us up. Hearts, hugs, love. We'll take it all. Jim, tomorrow, got a good episode coming. Who we got?
Ella Murphy, the #1 gymnastics recruit in the entire country. Be the first time we've had a high school gymnast, but if we're going to make an exception, this is the one.
Yeah, we're going to go with the best one. So there's that. But this has been the In Off the Bench podcast. As always, remember, strong body, sharp minds, grit and grind all the time. We're out.